the TV screen. Ky and Spider laughing loud, making quite a scene. Honeybee, she sneezes, laughter fills the room. Kahuna Nui steps in, chases all the gloom. Catalano TV, fun times, every blues bit's alive. Friends just being who they are, stars under the same sky. Spider flips the channels, Kahuna Nui stays close. Joey strums guitar strings, Honeybee feels the most. Laughter echoes endless, stories in the blue. Ky and Honey dreaming, making moments true. Catalano TV, fun times, epic blues riffs alive. Friends just being who they are, stars under the same sky. Laughter echoes endless, stories in the blue. Ky and Honey dreaming, making moments true. Catalano TV, fun times. Honeybee sneezes all around. Greg Jack drives his crazy town. Brent Monkhouse with the hottest sounds. Lost dogs making us all proud. Terry Nee on the lead guitar. Raymond dogs, they shoot for stars. Waver rolling with the crew. Eggplant Frank in purple hue. Ky and friends, we shout hooray every night and every day. Tuning out, don't miss the play. Every show in every way. Laughter roars, the blues ignite. Guitar strings in the neon light. Voices soaring through the night. Together we can take flight. Honeybee with sneezes grand. Brent and Ross, they understand. Terry Ram and Donk's command. Waver Frank, they're in demand. Ky and friends, we shout hooray every night and every day. Tuning out, don't miss the play. Every show in every way. Laughter roars, the blues ignite. Guitar strings in the neon light. Voices soaring through the night. Together we can take flight. Ky and friends, we shout hooray every night and every day. Tuning out, don't miss the play. Every show in every way.
And bouquets, beach ass. Welcome to a wonderful Monday edition of Celebrating Life in Western Australia. That's right. We're celebrating the life of Brent Monkhouse, who's crawled back from the deathbed of, well, some type of viral load, I suppose. I'm delighted to see you in here, Brent. I don't know if you've been catching any of the broadcasts. Like, is Brent still out there? Is his personal chef watching movies and forget to feed him? Where is this man? I'm so glad you're feeling better, brother. I'll tell you what, man. Some of them things will get you down for a while. Well, anyways, he says, I'm back from having the flu from Timu. Okay. Not sure what the flu from Timu is, unless, well, he's got some type of bird in a cage that's name is Timu. Or maybe he's got a cow in the yard named Timu. I don't know what it is. We'll work with it, though. Glad you're feeling better, buddy. I know what it's like. I think last week we were talking about making sure that Brent the Monkhouse gets plenty of fluids, because I remember the one time, one of the versions I got, nose was literally running like a faucet for like a 24-hour period. I just knew it was going to be trouble, so I'm like getting some salts, getting the water, just hyper. Well, I shouldn't say hyper, but it's staying keeping my fluids up with bone broth and whatever it is. Anyways, glad to see you back in here. I hope you had a fine Monday evening, Brent the Monkhouse. Hopefully you went to work today too, and well, you made some money and carried that crew. You might not have been able to carry them as well today, but who knows? Hey, the founder's in here. Good morning, Joey. I think last time I talked to Joey, he hadn't slept for 2 days. I hope you got some sleep last night here, buddy. And yep, you're welcome, says Miss Honeybee. Yeah, I'm so glad you're feeling better, Brent. Hey, Eggplant Frank greets us with his fine Monday evening celebration of, well, Mondays. You sound sick, Ky. I'm not sick. I was up a little later than usual for me, working. I spent all weekend working on a project that needed to be delivered this morning. And so excuse me. If I'm being honest, I'm a little bit beat, man. It's just, I don't know, man. I got a computer overheating last night. Just crazy stuff. Everything happens at the time where it shouldn't be happening. You know what I'm saying? Like when something could go wrong and like it's the worst time it can go wrong, well, that's when it goes wrong, right? I guess you could look at it as having, anytime it happens, you can say, well, that's the worst time, but so perspective's important. I'm not sick, but I do hear what the Eggplant's saying in my voice. I do sound a little bit hoarse. You know what I'm talking about, Wilbur? I can assure you I'm not ill. Look, Eggplant Frank says, I like having this chat to myself. Well, we're delighted you're in here, Frank. You and Brent the Monkhouse. Maybe Brent's at the membership channel. I got it. Yeah. Eggplant. Nope, you're sick. I can hear it. Maybe it's just a matter of time before it hits me. And Eggplant Frank says, what law is that? I don't know. It might be Murphy's. I don't know. Forgive me if I actually gave the answer you're looking for, Eggplant. I'd much rather you tell me and not having known what it is Eggplant Frank's going to say, because he's quite a pensive individual. Hey, Ram's in the house, man. Ram, how are you? He says, Boucher, beaches. Good evening to everyone. That's great. We're so lucky to have all the folks in Australia. Even Eggplant saying, you sound sick. I know you're sick, dude. I don't know. Sorry. No. You might not think you're sick, but yep, you're sick. You'll feel it later. You'll get the fever or whatever it is. I got the fever. The only cure is more cowbell, baby. Yeah, sure. Look, I'm just a man like you and every other man. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. The difference is when I put my pants on, I make freaking gold records. That's right. Gotta have more cowbell, baby. I got a fever. Anyways, Brent says, Ky up all night trying to engineer a bidet to handle 50 psi. I do have a water well, and I ship that water up the mountainside in order to get a really, really high pressure in the tank up there. And then, at the bottom here, well, we've got plenty of psi, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's rho GH, right? The density of water times gravity and times the height at which you have it. And, well, feet. For me, in my equation. You might use meters, Brent Mongals. Oh, man. Ram says, B lifts you up, holds you in the air, puts you down after 10 seconds. I think Eggplant Frank's going to be all right with that. I think about what other obscure facts I can tell. Well, good. I appreciate that, Eggplant Frank. Listen, dude, there's rarely an instant where it's not a joy to have you in here. I think when you first start coming in, you'd be a little rough around the edges, man. But I don't know. We become smitten with each other over time, I guess. That might not be the best word for it, but you know what I'm trying to articulate. Hugs sis and gives you tea. Well, thank you for giving me the tea. Aren't you gonna give Eggplant Frank a hug? you're gonna get the brush out for Donks, right? Donks hasn't made his way in here yet. We will listen to him. He might have a weather update for us or something. Let's see. What's he have to say? 5 this morning in North Carolina. Not too bad. If it's Fahrenheit. It might get a little uncomfortable for Brent Monkhouse if it's Celsius or centigrade, whatever you want to call it. I'd be a lot better than Kelvin. That much we know. Anyways, Donks will make his way in here, perhaps, eventually. So this morning we got the hummingbird feeder. There's no sound, so you can't quite hear him humming, but quite pleasant to look at, right? So you might ask, what national day is it today, Ky? Why, today is National Lipstick Day. Brent, Frank, just ease on up here. You don't have to be putting any lipstick on. This can be accommodated by your better half. And well, hey, the rest of you, whatever, man, whatever you're into. National Lipstick Day. I'll tell you. There's something to be said for lipstick, is there not? Huh? Yeah, lipstick just it could do a little something, can it? I'm not talking about After Effects, all right? Just chill out. But lipstick, it just accentuates, right? There's just something there. Anyways, what other national day, you might ask, is it? It's National Chicken Wing Day. Now, there's something you can get your arms around, right? National Chicken Wing. I like to get them extra crispy. I don't get them too often, but when we get them, I like to get them a little extra crispy. Then we've got BW3s. It's a local restaurant chain around here, and the one that we have will tell you flat out that they actually cook them in tallow. And well, if that's grass-fed beef, which I'm sure it's not, and it's cooked in the tallow, well, it sure beats the heck out of some industrial seed oils that, they're not made from vegetables. Let's just say it that way. But, who doesn't like a nice crispy chicken wing? Well, maybe somebody without teeth, but you know what I'm trying to say. Just a tasty treat in the morning, yeah. Well, in the evening for Australia. And the other national day it is, I think we had a conversation about this last week, well, maybe 2 weeks ago. National Lasagna Day. Yes, National Lasagna Day. This is one particular meal that has no place for green peppers in it. Do not put green peppers in lasagna. That is a no-no. I'll tell you, that is one of the foods I certainly miss. Brent Monkhouse will remind you, hey, you're missing out on this one particular Sicilian meal, Kai. I think you're really missing out, brother. I understand, man. I grew up with this stuff. I understand. Let's see. What else do we got here? Let's get got back up in the chat. Fist bump, Frank. Great to see. Hey, Gaseous Clay. Gaseous Clay in the house. How are you? Great to see you. I hope you had a great weekend, Gaseous. I imagine you spent a little time reflecting on some little butterball, meatball, communist Satan worshiper might have to say. But I got a feeling the ignorance reveals itself. So I'm glad to see you in here, Gaseous Clay. And I know you're a friend of Catalano TV, and we appreciate that, man. Great supporter. Certainly a friend of Ky and Friends. It's okay, Donks. It's okay. Honeybee. Yeah, well, we love freaking Donks, man. Hey, Donks in the house here. Yep. Good to see you, Donks. Send water up a mountain or down, Johnny? Well, you send it up a mountain because you want it to be in storage tanks. And so once you have it up the mountain on the storage tank, you've got a certain amount of PSI and pressure wherever the shower is down the hill, right? So you'll have maybe say you have a shallow well or something, and you'll pump it up to elevate, just kind of like a water tower, right? But if you're on the side of a mountain, well, you don't need a water tower. You just need a tank up there on the hill, because the mountain itself is the tower, and the tank is the top of the water tower, so to speak. I know it's not always easy to understand me. Sometimes I put in certain assumptions, and I need to at least better explain myself. This is I'm guilty of this. Most technical people are to some degree. Well, doesn't everybody know what I'm thinking? No, they don't. They have no idea what you're thinking. You need to explain yourself. Eggplant Frank says, wouldn't be the first time I have dressed as a woman for a good cause. For a good cause. Or for good, of course. Yes, that's for good. Of course, for good. Well, Eggplant Frank, thank you for sharing that with us. And this statement emanates from that of National Lipstick Day. I remember dressing up as a bum for Halloween. It came quite easy to me. I have no idea why. Hey, Donks and Johnny A. Great to see you in here, Johnny A. Johnny A, I know you're not suitable for this, but you get the Virgin Bell. Welcome in here. Delighted to see you. Doc says, Miss Honeybee, I appreciate you. Yep. Lovely hospitality from our dear friend in North Carolina. I always enjoy my time in North Carolina, South Carolina. I think I was a little more partial to North Carolina. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Ram. Little crosstalk. Yep. Good to see you in here. Gaseous says, not hard to persuade another guy for some hoo-ha, Frank. Gaseous, what are you talking about, brother? What are you talking about? Oh, these guys kill me, man. This is funny. Brent Monkhouse, Johnny A. Good morning. That's right. A little crosstalk. You see what a group we have in here? Everybody has a good time. People are nice to each other. It's what's not to like, man. We're blessed here. I tell you. I wish we could have had a members stream Saturday. It just didn't fall into the cards. Joey knew I was very busy this weekend, and just couldn't pull it off. But we'll definitely be having member streams for sure coming up, because we appreciate y'all more than some of you might know. Yeah, a little cross. I'm so glad Brent's back in here, man. I was worried I'm sincere, Brent. I was worried about you, brother. How was your day, Brother Ram? Oh, a little crosstalk. Hey, J Dog's in here. J Dog, how are you? Welcome. Great to see you. I think BF Live sent J Dog over here. We've got a lot of new friends and listeners, thanks to the kind assistance of Bobby Fran and Chris Abels. How blessed are we to have just decent people like that in our lives, and telling people about our show and asking them to subscribe to us. I really appreciate those guys. These are just good, decent people. And well, if you've noticed, this space isn't always filled with good, decent people. So let me tell you, when you got them here, you got to celebrate them, because there are some, there are some communist little Satan worshiping meatballs out there too. They're not the ones that are nice. They're the ones that are jealous. They're the ones that got problems. They're the ones that lie. When somebody lies a lot, it's a lot easier to say what they're telling that's the truth, because everything else they say is a lie. And then sometimes the list of the truth that they've said, there's nothing on it. Yeah, you could, that's just the way things roll, man. Jealousy has its way of showing up in different ways. And it's really kind of pathetic, actually, when you see that kind of thing. I think Gaseous knows what I'm talking about. I think Donks knows what I'm talking about too. But there's just some people are just they just got. Let's put it this way: if you met somebody and you rejected them because they're communists and they're Satan worshipers, and you really don't want them on your show, and all you did was say, "Hey, I don't want to do a show with you," and then they start crying like a baby, and they can't stop for a year, and then they make this fake approach, like, "Oh, hey, I want to make peace," and you're like, "Yeah, right," because you know what they are at the core. "Oh, I want to make peace," they'll say something like that, and you're like, "Oh yeah, you want to make peace, huh?" Yeah, and then they voluntarily say, "Oh, I'm going to take down this, and this, and I'll take down all this stuff." And you didn't ask them to take anything down at all. You didn't ask them to take down a single item in which they relentlessly go after a woman who had nothing to do with anything. But it really does reveal the content of the character of the individual, going after somebody's wife because you got rejected from a show, and you're just that jaded, like some nasty like some nasty gal back at school or something, It's like these people, you can't make this stuff up. But then you also find out, and you've known this for about a month, that there's a plan in order to try to create some problems. So when you realize that they say they're going to do some things and they don't do them, then they pretend like you asked them to do some things. I mean, I don't even have to get into it anymore. There's no substance to the character. Just really sad type of folks. And as you guys know, this show, we don't really dwell into much of that stuff. That stuff takes care of itself. And these are the kind of things and actions that results in a channel losing a bunch of subscribers, because they see that the substance and the character and the integrity just speaks volumes for itself. But we'll get off of that. Anyways, I'm delighted you came in here, J Dog. I'm so thankful for my friend Bobby Fran, Chris Abels. Those are just great folks. Ram says, I got 6'9" in AFL foodie tips. Okay. Gaseous is a friend to all. Well, Gaseous, that's admirable. Gami Ray DeVito says, congrats to President Maduro in his victory keeping socialism alive in Venezuela. My fellow communist comrades. Listen, man. If you have any idea the damage, the amount of death and destruction caused, you'd realize what a just unspeakable What a unspeakable situation. And well, believe me, it won't end well. It's been tried. And unfortunately, they're not your friends. You start out saying, yeah, we're for us, we're for this, and we're for that. It always takes its own turn. Will not end well. Eggplant Frank says kinetic energy. No, this potential energy once it's at the top of the mountain. Yeah, stored energy. It's kind of like carrying that brick up to the top of a pile and having it just sit on the edge of something where it can fall down, right? And potential energy. Thank you, says Johnny A. Did anyone see the Olympic opening ceremony? There was a dragon queen. Well, listen, man. The wokeness, devil worshipping, communist freaks, they may get their day in the spotlight, but that can't make up for an educated people with integrity, and most everyone rejects that kind of filth and rubbish. But listen, you're talking about it, right? You're talking about it. They benefit from having the clickbait of the garbage trash story. At some point, some people realize, like, yeah, that's not the way I want to go. That's not the route I want to take. The Olympics is not one of those places. Ram says drag queen, I mean. Brent says Australia is 4th in the medal tally. Oh, man, that is really cool. How about that? That's pretty cool, man. You really think about that. 4th in the medal tally already. Pretty amazing, right? I got to do some searching and see what the population is of Australia. It sounds like a disproportionately high performance for the group, right? That's pretty impressive. Brent, they were 2nd, bro. Cool. It's like the Jamaican bobsled team, right? Just kidding. I wonder why they slipped. Maybe bronze and silver, bro. Eggplant Frank says, ha, ha, ha. I am not a decent person. You lied to yourself, Eggplant Frank. Stop to tell the truth. We will eventually finish 6th or 8th. Not enough people. I got him. I understand what he's saying. Well, we'll see. You'll see. Maybe there'll be a surprise. Oh, Eggplant Frank says, please name that meatball. I don't know. I think it's like XBJ or something. Yeah, XBJ, something along those lines. I'm not sure. This is a little butterball, communist, Satanist, loser. Which, believe me, it's not common for me to say such things. But listen, some things are self-evident. Let's just leave it at that. Damn. Hey, Psych, man. Enjoy seeing the vids, man. Seeing the clips. Psych's putting on some different things. Always something interesting. Oftentimes related to, chicken Melendez. Not a meal. Very similar to jerk chicken, though. A little less flavor, I imagine. Can't say for sure. I found a lot of them through Shirley Stream. Cheers, Bobby. Oh, interesting. Kami Ray DeVito says, I want to make peace. You're a good egg. Why, my friend across town in Cleveland, I don't believe you're communist. But if you're Kami Ray DeVito, well, maybe you've just got a little waking up to do. That's all. Peace can be had. Who the heck are we talking about? I just told you. It's a BJX. BJ. I don't know. I could be dyslexic mixing those numbers up. Yeah. I think his name is Blowjob something, or well, you could figure it out. I don't know. It's when you have people attacking you and your wife because they were rejected from a show, it really speaks volumes just to the character, lack of any type of self-respect or integrity. These days, it takes certain type of people to do that kind of things and thinking that they're going to benefit from it. So when you don't let them benefit from it, but the people who are hearing the attacks and this despicable behavior from one that has no integrity, no education, just the mind of a child, the disposition of a 2-year-old, these kind of things. How often do you hear me go into this kind of stuff? I really, I'm not going to help. I'm not going to help a loser communist. Okay. So that's just kind of the way that is. I'm sure Eggplant Frank, if you spend a little time into Twitter, you'll get the picture. Drama for content, Johnny A. Yeah, that's not the way we roll. Thanks, that can agree on, sis. Yep. Is Johnny A says see it a lot. Yep. But we aren't going into that now. Psych. This is Johnny. Yep, we're delighted you guys are in here. Donk says, I started watching some of the Olympic opening ceremonies on Cut of the Gyps channel yesterday. The Olympic Committee blocked it almost immediately. Yeah, my friend Jib let me know about that. One of the things that I enjoy is doing shows with Jib, like the Rock Talk Live. I took a break out of my work schedule, which is not something I enjoy on a Sunday, let me tell you. I do enjoy taking the break, of course, but working on a Sunday is not my cup of tea. Anyways, I was talking to Jib, and I have the understanding of what just the Olympics. They'll run the strikes for sure, man. Yep, they're pretty proud of their content. Don't ask me why. Oh, this is a different one. This is MAGA Ray DeVito. That's very different. MAGA Ray DeVito says Kami Kamala will never win. Well, I don't know. Excuse me. Some people say, I don't know. I think Kami Kamala is going to get 90 million votes. I think if we can cover the windows in the counting booth, and well, if we don't need IDs, I think that goal is doable. Some might say. USA basketball. The Cornuto. Crosstalk in here. I want some money on the first 4 basketball games. Me and Johnny Russo. Johnny Russo. I think he's from Deer Park, New York. Something like that. I'm glad you won some money on the first 4 basketball games. That's cool. Men's skateboarding took the gold, I think. Took the gold. Ah, very nice. I didn't know they had men's skateboarding in there. That just shows you what I know. Well, that's cool, man. It's probably been in there for freaking 20 years or something. Yeah, streamers that network are smart versus trying to make it on your own. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, it's good to network, and it sure beats the heck out of somebody trying to trash talk their way into growing their channel by being a trash talker, especially when the talent doesn't exist there in order to try to take that route, but oh well, what are you going to do? So let us know, what is the weather in your neck of the woods, guys? Let us know, folks, ladies. Some folks are listening that don't have an interface for the keyboard. I think we're about 76 degrees here in the north coast of the United States, the southern shores of Lake Erie. I'll take a day. Starts out at 76 degrees. Nice. I'm comfy at 80, man. Definitely comfy at 80 degrees. It's all good. So let's see what other news we've got here. Elon Musk shares the odds of Starship Flight 5 being successful in late August or early September. Well, let's take a look at the terminology. Flight 5 being successful. Well, Flight 4 was successful. They gathered a ton of information and data. They learned a lot of things from what happened. Same with the flight before that. So I don't know. I think the only way it won't be successful if it doesn't get past where the other one did. And so sometimes, even if it gets to the same point of where the other one did, there will be means by which to collect more important data that maybe couldn't be attained last time. So there still can be a measure of success, even if it just gets to the same place, but with more data points and more information to well, tell the story as to what things they didn't accommodate or account for. Like, for instance, the burning up of the flaps on the starship. Got to keep the plasma from getting under the edges of those articulating fins, if you know what I'm saying. So that's changed. So that's going to be a change. So even if it doesn't get to where it was last time, that alone will give, they'll have feedback and information on that. And then they'll have a path from which to move forward to make it even more robust. I think it's going to be better than last time. I think that they're probably not likely to make some mistakes in terms of how they protect the undersides of those articulating features. But these are exciting times. People have no idea just how important it is for a second completely reusable second stage. Just that is so huge. And this thing, the amount that it can launch, the size of payload this thing can launch is just amazing. 6 times the size of the first space station. Let that sink in, man. Can you imagine? This thing can do an orbit and deposit so many different Starlink satellites compared to the Falcon 9s. It's just going to be staggering to see. And the other wonderful thing is the potential for business, international business that this corporation will do. And here's the other one. Well, we got some folks know that, well, we've got some astronauts that are, well, some might say they're stuck somewhere, Some might say that these guys are stuck on the ISS, the International Space Station. Well, because, Boeing Starliner. Well, SpaceX might be the one. They're the ticket to go up there, get them, and bring them back home. What an embarrassment that would be for, Boeing. I don't wish them bad luck at all. I think there needs to be a healthy amount of competition. But when you've got bean counters in that running the large corporations and decisions are made that are not in the interest of the product, but rather in the interest of the bean counters and interest of administrators, and there's all kinds of politics involved in what's running a corporation. Well, you see why companies like SpaceX succeed. Who's running SpaceX? Oh, a guy who can design rockets? Well, that might just help you out a little bit. Anyways, hey, let's check and see what's going on with our friends in the chat here. So delighted we got such a great group of supporters here at Catalano TV. Let's see, where was I last? Eggplant Frank, please name the meatball. That communist little saint worshiping meatball. Please name him. Oh, let's see. Trying to get caught up here. I see there's a Kami Kamal Narawian says MAGA Ray DeVito. Well, we try not to do politics in the morning. People don't want to start out with that. The cornflakes don't need any additions. Oh, hey, Brent's coming in here. Okay, here we go. Currently 15 degrees C and rainy. And I'm not sure what yeah, okay, let's see. Yeah, currently 15 degrees and rainy, 15 C in Western Australia. So let's see, 10 is 18, 9 plus 32. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad. For winter in Western Australia, I'll take it. Honeybee says it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit here. Thunderstorms this afternoon. Well, that kind of puts a damper on cutting the grass today. Johnny says it's 80 and raining. Oh, okay. Yeah, I love 80 degrees, man. I'm good with 80 degrees. I think those folks out there in, the California near San Francisco. I'm not talking about the city. I'm just talking about the weather in general. It's pretty nice. Docs of Swedish meatballs. No, I think it might be Puerto Rican meatballs. I don't know. I love my Puerto Rican friends, but that's certainly not one of them. 8 degrees now in the city, says Ram. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's kind of chilly, huh? Eastern Australia, 8 degrees. That's not real. What is that, like somewhere around 50, something like that. Coney 212 Ray DeVito says we must stop Warlord Joseph Coney. Right. Well, hey, you might get into a vehicle and have him drive you around certain parts of the Asian Peninsula. Ram is in victory, so it's minus 50. It's a nice, cool minus 50 of Melbourne, but in East Burwood, maybe 6 to 7 degrees. Okay, interesting. Thanks for sharing with us, Ram. Appreciate that. Connie says, stop, please stop. All right, what could you possibly want stopped? You reap what you sow. I like to see something more like a moon base. That's definitely the step. You don't have a base on Mars. You do not have a base on Mars until you work out all the details of a base on the moon. In fact, there could be benefits from the base on the moon helping to facilitate the eventual launch to Mars. There's ways of doing these things where you can take advantage of resources at certain places, and you build things up. And let's not pretend that the amount of fuel that you'd need to launch, you couldn't build up some things on the moon. And because one of the things that's challenging is that you've got a starship that's got to go to Mars. Well, guess what? While it's outside of the Earth, you want that tank to be completely filled up. And while the only way for that to happen is to get into an orbit and then have Starship tankers come up there and refill the Starship before it makes its way to Mars, for example. So there's a lot of complexity as to what has to happen for that stuff. Brent says, Coney, where do you come up with the names? Yeah, I'm not sure. East Burwood, 7 degrees. Gasha says Boeing is pretty evil. Yeah, I don't know. I fellow engineers, friends of mine, certainly have hailed from there as well. And, they left. I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyways, Elon using Russian engines, right? I think Elon had motivation from early on when he started SpaceX. He looked at basically ICBMs, right? Intercontinental ballistic missiles, basically as a motivation for his rocket program, right? And so the idea to reverse engineer something, one would listen. I'll put it this way. If you're developing technology and you have no idea what the problems are that you need to solve because you haven't tried to solve those problems yet, you can gain knowledge from a competing product that has already wrestled with all those challenges. And if you simply copy certain features, not knowing why they're there, you will actually get past problems that you don't even know exist, or solutions that are inside of a design that you have no idea what they're there for. But if you remove them, well, you're going to find out what they were there for, or you might not. Uh, Not everyone can look at a design and try to figure out what exactly the function of certain things are until they experience what the problems are that those things solve. Right? I've seen this in a lot of engineering design where people aren't aware of what features do or why things are where they are, and then they go ahead and they decide to reinvent the wheel instead of trying to understand and analyze what something does, and then maybe even reflect on that and find a better way to get around it, or to maybe disarm that which is a problem by an innovation. Anyways, I'm getting a little too deep in that. That's too much geeky design engineering talk. But it's a great question, Johnny. Appreciate that. He did look at the price. The price was just too high for him to go that route, and well, he decided to take the bull by the horns. And well, as you can see, there isn't anybody out there that can come even close to. People don't understand how far ahead of everybody else they are. Same thing with the Tesla vehicles. People don't understand how far ahead Tesla is than all the other competition. But that becomes more and more clear over time as those try to compete. It's kind of it's sad because, listen, if you're part of a capitalistic society, you want to see healthy competition, because in the end, the consumer, the customers, they're the ones that benefit the most. You get competition, you get lower prices, you get the folks with more features, more satisfaction to the customers. All these things, they turn into something that benefits the purchaser, right? Hoya, Hoya Donkey Cockington. Oh my gosh, Terry D, man! It just, whenever I see Hoya or I see Gana 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 Gana, are you from Saginaw Gana Gana? No, I'm not. I'm from Holland. Just kidding. Terry Nee makes me laugh. Freaking love that dude. Docs says, "Good morning, J Dog Hoya." Docs, good morning. Gashes. Brent says, "I work with a lot of people with space between their ears." Definitely qualified to be astronauts. That's hilarious. Hey, listen, Brent, don't we all? Let's not pretend, though, that those folks, there isn't some fun working with them, too. Some of them have good sense of humors, too. And so a good sense of humor, even with somebody that, well, seems to have a little more space, or some might even consider it to be dense, which is kind of the opposite. That could be entertaining if they got the right disposition, right? Brent says, Elon makes his rockets, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no question about that. It's 66 degrees here in the fifth dimension. Docs. Hey, man, I really like their music. I know he imported a ton of engines from Russia, but that was when SpaceX was young. Actually, I don't think he bought even a single one, Johnny. I think the intention was there to buy ICBMs from Russia, but I don't think he even bought a single one because they were so expensive. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong on that. I may not have the perfect details on that, but I think they were just too expensive, and he didn't go that route. And in fact, here's the funny part about it. They insulted him. That was the best thing they could ever do to a man with that kind of determination. You want to talk about motivation? You ever have somebody insult you somehow that actually made you more so than ever determined to just put their face in it? Take that big pile of dog doo-doo and put their face in it, and then maybe just step on the back of their head just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, that's what they did to a great man like Elon Musk, man. They just motivated him. And well, let me tell you, he didn't fail. Clear as day. I think the Russians effed him around. Yeah, that's right, Brent. That's they were jokingly calling him like a rocket boy or something like that, just God, they didn't take them seriously. And, well, they take them pretty damn serious right now. Basically, these guys have cornered the industry, right? Nobody does it cheaper. Nobody does it maybe more consistently. And certainly nobody does it more. That is a fact. Sunday, August 18th, I'm flying to Sri Lanka for 4 weeks. So I'm going to be listening to your stream from there. Oh, how cool is that? I have never been to Sri Lanka. I think that would be awesome. Love to go there someday. I bet you the food's going to be great, Ram. Monday morning, I will arrive at my auntie's place 19th, which is a Monday. Well, that is great. Wow, it takes 4 weeks to fly to Sri Lanka. Good luck. Dogs. Oh, that's funny. Not 4 weeks, dogs. Oh, my mistake. 1 day off flying around, much safer than a 4-week flight. Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what, it's enough for me going to, say, China. It's hard to get around a 24-hour in transit type of situation. In the summers, there's direct flights from Chicago, which, well, there used to be anyways. That was something I always appreciated. Doc says, I never flown, got concussions the first couple times I tried, so I gave it up. Well, now, Docs, listen, it's very different than a crop duster, buddy. Just kidding. Yeah, if you get concussions, that means that you didn't have your seatbelt on, and, well, you must have experienced some serious wind shear. And I have seen people's heads just immediate drop in the aircraft, and people like fly out of their seats vertically. I've seen that, man. I felt that seatbelt doing something for me. And sometimes it happens when the seatbelt light's not on. And, well, that's when bad things happen, right? Could you imagine being in a crapper? Oh, no! Oh, that could get really nasty really fast. 8 hours, 35 minutes it takes to Malaysia. Stop over there for a few hours, then fly to Sri Lanka from there. Yeah, listen, I'm not sure if you're stopping in Kuala Lumpur, but KL is just a great place. I love Kuala Lumpur. Been to Genting Highlands, and I'm not a gambler, but just some beautiful, beautiful things to see in Kuala Lumpur. Just loved it. The flight from Malaysia to Sri Lanka takes 3 hours and 30 minutes on average. What's your take on Starlink? I think Starlink, Johnny, I think what's going to happen eventually is there's no longer going to be the need for cell towers. I think you're going to end up seeing near-Earth orbit satellites that will take the place of cell towers for communication. Now, that doesn't mean that the government may require some redundancy in terms of having backup systems. But I think at some point you're going to see Starlink it turns into a satellite communication. Now, let's keep in mind the amount of satellites that need to be in place, because it's not a geosynchronous satellite. These are constantly switching which one is sending and communicating data back. But it's just done seamlessly. If you've got enough satellites coming into the location and out of the location, there's never a loss. So once you get to a certain critical mass in terms of number of satellites that are present above, every point, you've got just a sheer thing pretty much. And Miss Honeybee brings up the fact that she wants people to please like and subscribe. Yeah, the like button really does help. It goes a long way to help us, and we appreciate that. J-Doc says, great history in Sri Lanka. Yeah, I got to be educated more. Maybe Ram and you guys can teach us more about it. I know our in-house history expert, I don't know if he has much in terms of Sri Lanka, but Brent Monkhouse. So I'm so glad that he's feeling better, brother. I mean that sincerely. Man, I know what it is for folks to get sick, and, well, we were worried about you, friend. Anyways, great history in Sri Lanka, says J-Dog. Well, we look forward to learning more. Terry Nee is in the house. Naked Knees, happy birthday. I hope you're doing well. This man makes me smile just about every freaking day. Naked Knees in the house. He just got done. He took his dog out for a walk, Luna. And, well, he was out in the cornfields running around naked. The neighbors are like, what's that? What the heck's that? Oh, that's just Naked Knees. He's running around the cornfields. He's doing his morning walk. He's just trying to air it all out, not the laundry, just himself. Happy birthday, Naked Knees. Frickin' love you, brother. So, night, Sister B. Hugs. I and Brother Ky will see you around tomorrow. Goes up to my room to sleep. Well, have a nice night, Ram. Thanks for spending some time with us. We're so blessed to have these folks in Eastern Australia and Western Australia. Just got a lot of great folks. Appreciate y'all. Cheetah, Hoya, Terry Nee. And Johnny says, have a good night, Ram. Yep, good night. And listen, we're going to actually end up rolling out the show here today. I got a report that has to be on a client's desk this morning. And so here we are coming up on 8:30. I want to thank you all for coming in here. Really appreciate you. Thanks for participating. The chat really is part of what makes the show great. And without you guys, it wouldn't be the same show. And so appreciate y'all stopping in here. Ci vediamo, ciao, l'chaim nastrovia. Cheers. And what's the other one? I think, tally ho and don't be a hoe.
Joey C and Honey C laughing loud on TV. Ky with those guitar leads, Spider's drum beat melody. Honeybee laughs and sneezes, good vibes always pleases. Kahuna knew we never slow, makes the good times flow. Catalano TV, fun for you and me. Epic jams every night, under the spotlight. Tunes that make you sway, watch the troubles fade away. Every note a celebration, join the blues sensation. Friends all gathered round, living in the sound. Joy in every beat, dancing in our seat. Catalano TV, fun for you and me. Epic jams every night, under the spotlight.